You know, one, I know we've gone past time, but at the same time, I really appreciate you. Thank you for you being in a space to, share the space with me.
Yeah.
And, you definitely have an important skill set as far as, financial literacy and, just how that, connects to everything else. So
Right.
I appreciate you, and, I'm going to support you. I know you were telling me about your Wednesday videos. Would you like to, share anything with the people about, where they can see that?
Sure. So, so I've been doing Wealth Building Wednesday for 8 years, but really over the span of 9. I took a year off. What's the football player's name who just took off for mental health? Praise him for having the courage to do that.
Hey, right? Salute, for real. Yeah.
Salute, dude. I mean, for real. And Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka too, and who we got to do that. And so I did that the year that I moved here. But so 8 years though. And so until the pandemic though, it was more written. And people don't really read.
Man, we just talk about literacy today.
Talk about literacy, but you got to read in order. Right. Lit is word. Okay, let's just baseline that. But but until the pandemic, it was written, and I mean now we get traction, and people would read it and say, "Oh, that was great advice," and all these things. I so look forward to it. So, however, one day last year there was so much misinformation going on about the pandemic and the finances around stimulus checks that were being talked about, and all kinds of other stuff there, taxes and unemployment and all of that stuff. And so it was too much for me to write. And I said, I can't write all this. I'm gonna just go live on Facebook and I'm gonna share this information and we'll move on. And I don't remember exactly how many people saw it. However, all I know is my mom called me that next Monday, I think it was, and she said, "Hey, what you thinking about for Wealth Building Wednesday this week?" And I said, "I don't know." She said, "I think people like to see your face. We're in the pandemic, and it's kind of disconnected if you just write it. Maybe you should just do live again." And I was like, "Come on, Mom. I'm not a morning person. It's 9:00 on a Wednesday. I got to get all dressed and, looking decent in order to be on camera." She said, and she saw at the time how many people looked at it, and she told me. I said, "Okay, we'll do it again." Well, that's turned into these lives. So people can catch me on Wednesdays for now at 9 a.m. Live on Facebook, and then I share it to Instagram as well. But it's all public, so you can see it whether you're my friend or not. So you don't necessarily have to send me a friend request to see them. And you can see the history of them going back as well to last April, I believe it was, when we started to do the lives. But they've become a thing, and we'll be transforming soon, but they've become at least my tool to be a part of the community and do my outreach, and then also engage at the same time. So what we were talking about before, and just being sure people have the information that they need in the vernacular that they need it in order to do something about it and about their finances and all of that, because it can be overwhelming. I know people don't know it. I know they weren't taught it because I wasn't either. And I have 2 degrees. The second time I'm saying that today. 2 degrees in finance, and none of it was personal finance.
Wow.
Not how to do a checkbook, not how to do a budget, not any of that. So if I have the knowledge, right, for corporate finance and not personal finance, and I have those degrees, it makes no sense. Then I know people in liberal arts and engineering and stuff didn't get it. So this is just my way to try to help people out and give them the information they need to be a financial success in the future. So thanks for bringing that up. Yeah.
No problem. Where can they find you on IG and Facebook or?
So Facebook is just my name, Dana S. Branham. And on IG, it is one Dana Chanel. because there's
Okay.
only one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but one Dana Chanel. And so you can see Instagram is probably the easiest way to do, because that's most of what I even post there is those videos.
Okay. So everybody support this woman. She has my support. So keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. So just know
thank
that.
You.
No problem. And just on the, just a segue from that, financial literacy is definitely very important. And something else that's very important is mental health awareness. So just on the sake of that, definitely be aware of that, and be considerate of those, be compassionate, and just understand, some people deal with a lot. Shout out to military veterans and those that suffer from PTSD. So you never know what people are going through. So just keep that in mind. And for the sake of that, also, my background has been in education, counseling, and mental health. So definitely have an affinity for the K through 12 population, but also, community as a whole. I've since I went to Tulsa, and during that time, I started an LLC, and it's an LLC called the Ward and Wellness Services.
Mm-hmm.
And this company is dedicated to providing mentorship, individual counseling, and also group counseling, specifically to minority young males, but not exclusively to them.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it's important to that. So I want to put that out there. So, right now I'm in partnership, and also, reaching out to school districts, community organizations, and, other agencies. So just putting it out there as well. You're not alone, and there's a lot of resources out here. You just need to know where to find them sometimes. So, just with that said, definitely continue to support entrepreneurs, continue to support local, continue to support, Black. I'm just go ahead and say that. I think, that's something that's not said too often. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it as many times as I can. A lot of us do these things. We're ones that may be breaking generational things, maybe the first things.
Yes.
So, a lot of us are learning as we go. So, continue to support each other and continue to build the village, really be the village.
Build the village. And give the village some grace, right? Because we're very quick to be critical and say, I'm never going back and doing all this stuff. And I promise you, McDonald's don't get my order right every time.
Man.
But yet I still keep going. So give us some grace. Give us some grace, please. The grace that you want extended to you, give it. And we'll all be better if we do that.
Absolutely. Really treat your neighbor like you would like to be treated.
Golden rule.
Simple and plain, keeping it
platinum rule, even. I'm gonna say that's platinum at this point.
Definitely, real talk. So, hey, I'm not gonna keep you. Like I said, I appreciate you for joining me in this conversation. This is the first of many, and I can't wait to, start bringing guests on and also furthering the conversation. So
we're gonna talk about
again,
those women in Tulsa one day.
Hey, I ain't running. But in time. But hey, once again, my name is CJ Ward. I appreciate y'all for joining the conversation today. And I'm with
Dana Branham.
There we go. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate y'all for y'all attention. And we will join together the next conversation.
Next time.
So hope this message reaches you well. I hope it helps you along the way. Be encouraged and make this day, evening, or night a great time. Until next time. Appreciate you.
Until next time.
Nothing ever was handed, all about respect, never about ego. Wish I could've retired a long time ago and disappeared way beyond the trees. But my homies kept influencing me, said they needed to hear my lyrics, like my flow, cause they felt my spirit. Plus the people needed to hear it. A conversation with conscientious lyrics.